Hey, how are we doing? It's JJ. I'm out in a beautiful little wood just a few minutes from my house, and I'm in this open area, a little bit of a glade that was felled a couple of years ago. And what I've noticed since then is that the wild primrose has grown. It's spread out a bit further. It's just by having some of the wood sort of cleared away, it's enabled a bit more of a carpet covering of the primrose to grow. And this is wild primrose, Primula vulgara. It's taken from the Latin first rosa, even though it's not related to the rose family. These are beautiful little flowers. I love this flower. Obviously it is a wild edible, and you can forage for these. It's a beautiful little flower, it really is. They never sort of grow more than about sort of 10 centimeters in height, and they are very, very delicate. And they always amaze me because you can find them in certain areas from December up until about May. They're only just really getting going around here into April now, but they're a beautiful little flower, a beautiful little flower. I say the whole plant is edible. The leaves can be picked and eaten, and put into like salads and things like that. The leaves can be like washed and chopped up and put into all manner of things really. They are a lovely flower. They're a beautiful delicate yellow on the petals, and right close in is a slightly sort of stronger yellow. They are truly a beautiful flower, and as I say, you can forage for them. But I'm going to stop you right there. I'm just going to go and have a little wander over the back. I do have my pack, and there's just something else that I want to talk about today. So I'm going to pop you on pause, step carefully around these beautiful little flowers, the primrose, and we'll go and have a quick brew. Hang on there. It's about 30 metres away from where that little glade of primrose was. Nice convenient stump to sit down on in this little wood. It's sometimes where I come and I bring the lavoo. It's generally where the lavoo is where you would be. I have this stump for putting my firebox stove on. And this wood, this little woodland, it's not very big, but it suits me well. It serves its purpose. It's only a few minutes from the house. And during the last few years, this little place has become a little bit of a haven for me and a couple of the other adjacent woods that are on there. I just want to briefly talk about something that's pretty awe-inspiring and amazing that my good friend Liam, Primal Nomad, has set up, and it's to get more of us talking. Okay, and he started a little movement, and there's a hashtag behind it. So you want to look up Primal Nomad on YouTube, but also Instagram. So the asterisk A, then Primal Nomad, and his little movement is hashtag Forage For Freedom, and that's why I started this little video off over by the wild primrose, because it is a plant that you can forage. It is a wild edible. The idea behind Forage For Freedom as a hashtag is Liam does love to do a lot of wild foraging, and it's something that I'm pretty keen on myself. But the main part behind this is to get more of us talking about mental health, anxiety and depression, because certainly within the last few years there have been a lot more of us that have had our own sort of personal health issues due to sort of COVID and lockdown. And for a lot of us out there, those of you that suffer with anxiety, mental health, depression, you may have had that for years and years, but in the last couple of years, it's become more highlighted. It's a lot more prevalent. So just finding a little piece of heaven like this, somewhere you can escape to, just somewhere you can get out to, is really important. You know, you just come out here in a nice little wood, have a little brew, just sit and be. I talk about sitting and just being still, listening to the bird song, the chatter. I've done my flask up too tight. Bugger. Done it up far too tight. Bear with. Just finding a little place where you can, still not coming off, where you can just be. It's so important. Yes, there we go. It's so important. Nice little bit of hot chocolate today. Perfect. A place where you can just come out and just be, just sit, listen to the bird song, look for some wild edibles, do a little bit of foraging, jack in the hedge, wild ramson, nettles, all sorts. Doesn't matter. Just find a place where you can be still, be quiet, or you can go out with others. And you don't have to talk about your mental health, you don't have to talk about the anxiety, you don't have to talk about the depression or the issues. It's just being around a like-minded community, a fellowship, whether that's woodsman related, bushcraft related, doesn't matter what community you're behind. Use that hashtag Forage for Freedom and that tag Liam at Primal Nomad in it, and he will share that out there. The more people that talk about this, the better. You know, there's always been a stigma attached, but there shouldn't be, towards mental health and anxiety, depression, and lots of other things. The more of us that talk about it, the easier it becomes. I've certainly got friends out there that at the moment that are really suffering, and I've had a couple of people just recently contact me and talk to me about this, and I kind of had an inkling beforehand, because a community is all about communication. And when you're constantly sort of chattering amongst your friends, you start to notice little things, that their demeanour may change, their wording may change in their posts, in their videos. They might just be slightly more sort of reserved. But there are certain other things that you notice. That they, you know, for someone that's able to get out a lot, and you suddenly notice that they're not going out at all, they're not really posting anything, they're being really quiet in chat groups and things like that. That's when you start to notice that possibly there's something not quite right. And sometimes you feel that urge just to reach out, and sometimes you don't know how to find the words, but just even the simplest little thing like, how you doing, mate? That's all you need to say. That's all you need to say. So that's what this video is about. Forage for freedom, okay? I'll try and put up some links. I'm not very good about that, but if you certainly follow me, you'll be able to find Primal Nomad. And I have done a post on that already on Instagram at Forage for Freedom. You know, get behind it. It's really important. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Forage for freedom. Not everywhere has to be, you know, a camp out on a lakeland fell or a big riverside trip, a big coastal camp. You know, just come out to a woods, sit in a field, sit down by a beach, sit in a park, and just be. Yeah, just be. And in that way, the outdoors is a much better place for you being in it and being a part of it, and that can help not only with what goes on up here, but also what goes in here. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. We'll catch up again soon. Bye.